People talk about drug pricing being the problem. It's not. The pharma business model is the problem. If it costs $5 billion to create a drug, and you got to get all your money back and a return on that in less than 10 years, the drug is going to be expensive. This is the problem. R&D costs billions. It's very hard to predict success. When you get a product approved, it's really hard to get it paid for. The pricing must be high. And I know they're all lauding this, but I don't agree. Your competitors in the bulk chemical industry are all sitting there waiting for a date certain when your patent expires and they can take over your business. This is a massive problem. If you go digital, and you embrace the idea of adding to your innovation toolkit silicon and software, you can change all this because you've got predictable, much lower risk pathways to create innovation and new products. These products have very significant outcome effects. I just showed you evidence from a study where the comment from one of the FDA people who saw that study is, good grief, this is twice as good as a drug. So very big effect sizes. We know if you're digital, whether it's being used, whether it works, whether you titrate, rotate, eliminate, and it enables a business model that's much more closely tied to value, not volume. People struggle with this. We just heard a whole panel sort of grappling with this, but this is a problem that's already been solved by digital tools in other industries. Advertisers used to be about relatively crude demographic targeting and then driving page views at the indicated target. But advertising has been completely transformed. It's now about sophisticated analytics where delivery is completely precise. And payment isn't based on page views. It's about achieving an outcome or a near outcome surrogate. Well, hold on a minute. Pharmaceuticals today is about relatively crude demographic targeting and driving prescriptions, not page views, at the indicated target. And what this last panel was talking about was, well, what we need to do is enable pharmaceuticals to be about sophisticated analytics, where delivery is precise and payment is tied to achieving an outcome or a near outcome surrogate. Let me posit to you that genotyping is nice. It'll get you to about 5% if you're lucky of the population, but phenotyping is it on a stick. It's going to take you to everyone, and it's being done in every other aspect of your lives. So this is a fundamentally important idea about how we improve use of drugs. Unless you think it's just about taking the existing library, we can continue platform development over decades, innovating the silicon and the software and the drugs. Because digital medicines deliver huge amounts of new data directly relevant to drug development. Therapeutic information about how drugs are actually used in real-world settings, physiologic information about how drug use actually affects real patients, mobile information about how patients engage with their care and what their cognitive state is, and subjective information about how and why patients are using your product. So you can use digital medicine tools and digital medicine's IP to continue to develop the portfolio you already have, every single drug that you have in it, to expand label claims, and you can use these tools for discovery and creating new molecules, making R&D much more efficient. Single most important confounding factor in any phase 3 trial, did the patient take the drug? That has to go away. Dramatic way to leverage an enormous base of established pharmaceuticals and an enormous amount of money being spent on discovery and development.